Okay guys, welcome. I'm on the road and I'm headed up to a small liberal arts college in upstate New York. That's really all I want to say right now because, well, there's a long story, so brace yourselves. We're going up to the school that 13 years ago I graduated from, and at this school there's always been couple lakes, but one in particular that I never thought twice about fishing there when I went there because I wasn't into fishing, but now I am, and so I've researched it a little bit, and it has a long history. Originally it was stocked with, and this is like back in the day, like long time ago, decades and decades ago, it was stocked with your regular kind of sport fish. Then it got very, very polluted. So the school did like a species assessment during this time of heavy pollution, and it was really just kind of like trash fish in there. So I went there last spring, like 2017, and kind of like stealthily fished, which I don't do anymore, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But going with kind of like a ultralight setup, just like putting live bait, like little pieces under a bobber, expecting only little fish, just out of curiosity, and I actually didn't catch anything, and I didn't even really fish there for very long. So since then I've decided I think it would be better to get permission to fish this lake, and that has started a whole new odyssey for me. I have emailed and gotten very little response. Everybody you talk to there, I've talked to campus security. They have no idea. The sergeant of campus security has no idea whether or not you are allowed to fish there or how to get special permission to fish there. The buildings and grounds, which is now called facilities and operations, they don't answer their phone. They do not answer their phone. I've tried, I've emailed, nothing. So I did that in spring of 2017 to no avail, and then again recently, like the last couple days. I've talked to campus activities. I've seriously talked to like 4 or 5 different people, and everybody just keeps sending you around to other people. I even said, like, get me in touch with the biology department. I'll help them out. I'll help them do like a species assessment kind of thing. But it's been impossible. So that brings us to today, where I'm driving up to just get some answers face to face. I figure, these phone calls, these emails, they must not think I'm serious. So Wilford Brimley once said, to get the mule's attention, sometimes you gotta just hit them between the eyes with a board. So I'm not gonna hit anybody with a board, but I'm just gonna go up there face to face and say, listen, what's the deal here? I wanna fish. It's catch and release. It can just be one time if that's how it is. But the other thing is, this is an open campus. The public is allowed to walk around there. And at this particular lake I want to try, there are no signs that say you can't fish. I mean, I don't want to rely completely on that, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, I'm not into this whole YouTube fishing culture, particularly with the younger YouTubers, where it's no regard for private property, just like, we broke into this golf course pond. Like, no, there's a couple reasons you don't do that. First of all, you're breaking a law. Like you give other fishermen a bad name, and that's why more private landowners don't want fishermen there, because you're known as people that just don't care about private property and don't care about laws and whatever. And also, just like overall, it's just kind of disingenuous. Like, it's like breaking out any other rule. It's like taking a fish that's not the legal size, or taking more fish than your legal limit. Like, where does it stop? So yeah, I'm all about new and interesting fishing experiences, but not when it means breaking the rules. Now, that being said, it gets to a certain point, like with what I'm trying to do today, where nobody freaking knows. Nobody knows the policy, and it makes me think there isn't a policy. And so that, you know, if they say do not fish there, then I have to respect that. But if I just keep going around in circles and people just keep saying we don't know, we don't know, we don't know, then I think it's fair. I think it's fair to just fish it, you know, until they can tell me otherwise. Now, I know this might present kind of a conflict, you know, based on what I was just saying, but about respecting the rules. But if there is no written rule, then I think I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna get up there, I'm gonna park, I'm gonna give one last shot over the phone, and then I'm gonna, actually no I'm not, no, I'm just gonna walk in and see who I can talk to. I'm tired of this phone business. So we'll see you upstate. Oh, one very significant detail I forgot to mention, so I'm back. I was up there this past spring, like May 2018, and for the first time ever, I noticed not only bluegills, but largemouth bass. Definitely, when I was a student there, and even as, you know, even more recent times, I don't think they had largemouth bass there. So that's a recent development, and another reason that I'm going up right now. Folks, I'm here. I'm not sure if I'm at the right building, but I'm going in. I'm going to keep the camera on, but it's going to be in my pocket. So let's see how this goes. I'm in London, and I've been trying to get in touch with the right people about this. I was wondering about the possibility of getting permission, or if it's allowed to fish in. There's people fishing right now. Okay, awesome. Yes, absolutely. Artificial lures only. I'm all good. Great. That's what I want to hear. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. We did it, guys. We did it. We're gonna fish Lake College. I might bleep that out, but yeah, we are in. And actually, as you heard, the woman said there's people fishing there right now. So, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so pumped. Okay, folks, we're here. Going for bass. Got the Ned rig on for now. It's definitely not a very pressured lake, so yeah, it's funny. I actually there's actually somebody else fishing here. Young man named Nicholas. Hey, if you subscribe, hello. Thanks for watching. But yeah, so it also feels good to be here with permission, because I don't have to be nervous the whole time that somebody's going to come and bother me, or if somebody does, I can just say, hey, no, I'm allowed to be here. Someone already gave me the go-ahead. Got some action from the sunnies over here, but they're not going to get themselves hooked, I don't think. Not yet. I just got here, though. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I see bluegill. I was here in the spring, and I did see largemouth, which is what made me come back. But yeah, I just started. I have high hopes, so we'll see. Have a good one. Look at this guy. Look at this guy coming up, freaking huge. Yeah, I see you there, buddy. Get out of here. I'm not feeding you. Look at that. Thing is humongous. Probably scared all the sunnies away too. Alright, I don't know how big the bass in here get, but I'm about to try a lipless crankbait. Gosh, I can damn near cast across the lake. Next approach is going to be to try to get it near the aerator there. It's got to be an oxygen-rich area of the lake that the fish might enjoy. Before we just give up and search for sunfish, I've got a drop shot on here on my ultralight. Okay guys, I'm gonna leave the bass alone for a second. I just want to show you how easy this should be to catch
bluegill if you have the right equipment. So I found like the only small hook I have, and I put a little trout power bait on it, trout something or other. So this should be real quick, I think. The only better thing would be live bait. There we go. Nice little bluegill. First ever catch out of catching bluegills for a while. I'm going to turn the camera off, save some battery. Oops. Save some battery for bass a little later. I might wait till evening hours for that. I had to turn the camera on, folks, to show you a first for me. This is a golden shiner. Never caught one before, but I'm pretty sure I know what they look like. And I think they smell really bad too. Really fishy. Anyway, that's a golden shiner. So yeah, this was only about 5 minutes after I turned the camera off. I knew there was something longer down there with a different body shape than the bluegill. So anyway, I'm gonna throw them back. But just thought I'd show you the old golden shiner. So the problem with a body of water like this, you know, there's no discernible structure except for some of these like little plants around the sides. And if the bass aren't shallow, if you don't know what's down there, you don't know where they'll be. Now, I kind of know what's down there because one year when I was here, I think it was my freshman year, they drained the lake. And I'll tell you, there's not much down there. And how deep does it get? Well, I would say not too much deeper than like 10 feet. And I don't even know about that. Alright, so it's getting to be dusk. It's after 7 o'clock. I left the bait caster in the car. I decided to go a little more finesse for this final attempt to catch some bass. We're really just going for bass now, although sometimes stuff like this can catch a sunfish. So this is one of my micro crankbaits that I'm putting on my ultralight rod. And then we're going to just put like a, well, I've got the inline spinner on there now on my other rod, on my medium light spinning rod, but I might try soft plastic of some kind in a little bit. Again, we only have maybe an hour. Throw a soft plastic for probably my last act this evening. I have to decide what to throw, which one to throw. These float. I want something that sinks a little bit. These are flashy as hell. I think I have some old Yamamoto. Yes, I do have some Senkos in here. They're kind of a weird orange color. Alright, you know what? The Senkos I'll put in my pocket. They're going to be the reserve. I'm going to go for these flashy ones first. Never used these like tin foil colored worms before, but I'm going to give it a shot. Just going to wacky rig it, weightless. You know the drill. Oh, there's a fish. We got one. We got one. Finally. Come on, get up here. Get up here. All right, largemouth bass. We did it. We did it. Wow, that's a weird looking largie. Might be a smallmouth. We did it. We did it. This was what I came up here to do. I know it's not that big, maybe about 10 inches, maybe 11. Very fat, extremely fat. Yeah, that's a largemouth bass, not a smallie. I don't think there's smallies in here, but all right, we finally did it with little time to spare. We got one. Nice, fat, healthy fish too. Okay, buddy. Well, that was cool. That was cool. Largemouth bass. Alma mater bass. Oh. So, that's pretty neat. I think that was my first cast of this worm too. But now it, you know, of course that just makes you thirsty for more. Alright, it's gonna be the last cast, folks. I think I had a bite. It's never the last cast, is it? Bonus cast. Okay guys, it's getting late, I gotta get home, but that about wraps it up. I came out here because I knew there were now bass in this lake, and I caught one, so in that sense we had a successful outing. You know, for me, there's a lot of like nostalgia wrapped up in this place, and so it's meant a lot for me to come back and you know, kind of meld the past and the present, you know, with something that I'm, you know, a hobby that I'm like really into now, and get to experience the beauty that is this college campus. We were lucky that they let us come in here and fish, and you know, I really put in some work to make sure it was okay to fish, and so I don't take that privilege for granted, and so I'm not gonna you know, take advantage. It was a fun outing, something I wanted to do for a long time, and we got our bass, so success. Awesome. Hey guys, please like, subscribe, and by all means, fish like there's no tomorrow.